Good morning,
Right.
good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. How are we today?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Doing fine. Yeah, how are you doing, Chris? Long time no see, Chris. Right? It's been about how many years now since? But I saw you last week. Last week. It's been good, right? The unthinkable has happened, right? So, being on that side of it, I'm how to say it? I'm happy. Of course, very happy. But of course, then now we are still waiting to see what's happening because Enoch is still here. Danny Levy has stepped off. And I've got this thing to say, right? A lot of people, a lot of YouTubers up there who say the protests don't work, right? I'm gonna say that you take it and shove it up wherever you want to shove it up to. Because to tell the truth, right, each and everyone has got their own way of protesting, you see. Even whether you're protesting on the streets, right, shouting Levy out, whether you're protesting in the stadium, shouting Levy out, whether you're protesting, right, by not giving any money to Levy, not buying the merchandise, that's a form of protest too. While you've given up your season tickets, that's a form of protest too. So if you say protests don't work, right, and Levy didn't leave because of the protests, right, I don't think that's very right because I feel that the protest did work. It was part of the overall mechanism that got Levy to get out. And of course, there were death threats too, right, guys? There were death threats too. I don't know. We didn't do that. We didn't do that. The protesters didn't death threatened him or whatever. I think there was a guy called David something. He had this podcast and all that. He put on Twitter and he put out a very bad joke that was from a skit from The Office and all that. So yeah, that maybe has woken him up. I do not know, but all I know now that Levy is out. That is the first step. Levy is out. Now let's see that the Lewis family is saying all these things, right? They want to win, they want to be with the fans and the blah, blah, blah. Let's see whether they put it into the club and whatever they're doing, whether it's happened, right? Then to tell the truth, right? I don't want to go back and dissect why he left, what happened, and the blah, 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 and all that, right? The only most important thing now that he is not in control of the club anymore, right? And he will leave back a legacy. He does have a legacy, right, guys? We cannot deny that. His legacy is the stadium that he built, right? The infrastructure, and of course the way that a lot of people saying he brought us to financially he brought us to another level, which a lot of us will agree, right? Even though I'm a Levy outer from day, not say from day one, from the day one that I joined YouTube, I think I'm the only Asian or Malaysian, right, YouTube channel that's been full out Levy outer. A lot, of course, I'm not here trying to get credit on anything, right? But sometimes, right, channels like us who are small channels, right, will all get missed off, right? Because Stel only remembers Tottenham away and Tottenham on tour by Brian Daigle. I'm going to talk to him about that, right? He must mention us too, right? We played our part. I played my part in doing the Asian side, right? He must give us some credit for that too. But nah, to tell the truth, we all laugh, right? And I'm happy, right? From doing YouTube, I met a lot of Spurs fans, right? Spurs fans, which I considered now like Chris. I've known Chris online, I think, for 4.5 years now, right, Chris? If I'm not mistaken, from day one when we started, when you had your channel, right? Let's Talk Tottenham, if I'm not mistaken, right? Let's Talk Tottenham was your channel at the time, right? And we used to do shows at 1 p.m. your time, and it's about my time, 7-8 p.m. Malaysian time, right? Every Friday or one of the days, Thursdays or something like that, your lunch break. Yeah. And now we've reached this part in the club history. The new era has started. And now I'm going to say, right, don't tell me we've got our Tottenham back, right? Because now we have a chance, right, to build a new Tottenham, right, that win things, that win the big things, right? That win the things like the Champions League, that win the things like the Premier League, right? Guys, I want that Tottenham. I don't want that Tottenham that was under 64 years not winning a league title. I don't want that Tottenham that's not even actually won a Champions League. I want a new Tottenham, right? So let's hope, right, that this message will go through. And to tell the truth, I don't know, this is the hopes that kills you, right? So when Levy's out now, they're giving us this new hope. Let's hope they do correcting. If not, then I guess it'll be Enoch out then. But then, of course, we'll later, you guys most probably dive deeper into it about new owners coming in and blah, blah, blah. But guys, thanks for having me on. And of course, like Jens was saying, I think because my channel is monetized, right? So after 4.5 years, it's not the big monetization, it's the small one where I've got about 600 plus subscribers, enough watch hours. I can get super chats and of course memberships and all that. But I haven't had time to actually do it at this moment in time because I'm moving house too, right? Next week. So it's a bit busy. So yeah, so give me some time. Once I've settled in my new place and all that, most probably I'll start doing more shows, right? So now I'm in it for the money, guys. I'm gonna be, you know, a greedy, money-grabbing piece of shit. Yeah. I'm gonna be the next Levy, right? All for the money now, guys.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Before you go, Eugene. Before you go, Simon Yap said Eugene Balak Puchajaya.
Oh, okay, you're asking me to go back to Putrajaya. No. I'm in Ampang somewhere now, Simon. I'm in somewhere in Ampang. So yeah, I'm going back to work. Guys, take care, right? Have a good show. I know there'll be lots to talk about, especially Levy gone. You know, there's so much drama behind it. Was he pushed? Did he step down? Or did he slip off the toilet bowl? I don't know, right? It is what it is. He's gone, right? All I can say is that I'm happy he's gone. New era is coming in. Big up to all those Levy outers. Big up to all those who protested. Even though you said protest wouldn't work, somehow or another you protested in your own way, right? Everyone has got their own way of protesting, right? Even I protested in my own way. Everyone who was Levy out protested in their own way. So you can't say protest didn't work. All right, guys, take care. I'll catch up with you guys later. I'm heading back to work. All right, I'll catch up with the show later, guys. Bye-bye. And all of you guys in the chats, right? I'm monetized, so give me some super chats or whatever. Yeah. I want money now. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, take care, mate. Cheers.
Yeah. Still there.
So, Chris and Kev, how are you?
All right.
Good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. So long he's out. Catch up, Eugene. Yeah. So Levy's gone.
Yeah.
What do we think about that? What Eugene said? What do we think? Was he pushed?
Oh,
Did he leave of his own accord? Or...
I'll start.
Yeah,
carry on.
I listened to the Gary Neville interview that he did a couple of weeks ago. It made me just angry. All I got from it was this is just a guy who says what people want to hear. So he said the protest hurt. Yeah. But Gary Neville asked him if the protest hurt, and he said, "Of course it hurts." But based on the whole interview, was that truthful, or was that just that I want people to think that's what I think? So was he pushed? Did the protest work? I have no idea. The only person who knows why he's gone is Daniel Levy and probably Joe Lewis and whoever's higher up. Again, but I was never fully Levy out. I was fully Levy out of dealing with footballing matters because he's got no business dealing with those. But in terms of he took over what we were 50 million, now we're worth 3 billion. So in terms of the business side, yeah, he's done wonders for boosted our reputation and everything like that. But it's all been stunted by him insisting on being on the footballing side and dealing with transfers and trying to get extra 5 million off here, 5 million off there, dragging things through when there's no business doing that. If he could relinquish that and say, okay, I'll get someone else in to do that, I was all for him staying, but it was obvious that was never going to happen. So the only way you get him out of footballing matters is out of the club. But like Eugene says, Enoch is still in, so are they still going to be exactly the same? It's just one puppet is replaced by another. But that remains to be seen. But I guess it's like Eugene said, it's a step in the right direction getting one of them out.
Yeah.
And but it remains to be seen. But yeah.
I think what you said,
has to be credited. He has to be credited for the business side and boosting our reputation up and everything like that. And I spoke to a couple of Levy outers probably about 4 years ago when the movement first really got started, and they were kind of not willing to accept that part, which I think you have to. fair, and fair enough you don't like him. Eugene mentioned about death threats. Fair enough you don't like a bloke. You can't wish someone to be dead. That's just ridiculous and absolutely pathetic, really. But you have to appreciate what he's done on the business side. And I've always said chairmen have to do two things. You have to make your club financially stable. He's done that. You have to make them compete on the pitch. He hasn't done that. So in terms of success, I'd say it's 50-50. But you have to appreciate and acknowledge what he's done for the business side.
Yeah, that is true. But what was it we said? You said in the chat on Twitter that Harry Redknapp apparently said that it wasn't Levy, it was Lewis who was the skinflint.
Yeah,
so,
but who knows that? Because other people have said, it's Daniel Levy, and so is it just people trying to stay relevant in the news because it's something that they were associated with the club, staying relevant? Yeah,
that's Harry Redknapp, isn't it?
Harry Redknapp's also said he wanted Luis Suarez and Gary Cahill, and Levy got him Reece Nelson and Louis Saha. He never mentioned Lewis in 10 years ago, whenever that was.
Yeah, very true. Kev, your thoughts, mate? Sunny Island, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Hope you two both all right. I made a load of notes this morning and going back, and it's a history of failure and sliding doors all the way through. I've got no disagreement about what Chris is saying about the financials. They stand up. Apart from, I think he's turned it into a corporate ground now instead of a football ground. He's putting bums on seats, but they're tourist seats, most of those. So maybe, that was the wrong move, I think, because it alienated a lot of the fans as well. But going back to the sliding doors bits, you've got things like Lasagna Gate, that's 2006. What would have happened if we got into the Champions League that day?
Yeah.
Instead of being out. The Chelsea thing where they won the bloody Champions League that year, and we were fourth and we got dumped out of it, which the law was changed again. Then you go to 2019. They're all staggered down the years, and there's many other incidents. The other one is 29. It's the first 26 seconds of a game, and we practically lost the Champions League final because of it. I thought there was no way coming back from that, and I've never watched it again, and I never will. But these are all sliding door moments that there might have been greatness and grandeur about us if we'd have capitalised on some of those achievements. That's my take. But the other side, on the downside, there's so many bad marks against him. Is refusal to budge on signing players and stuff like that. And the way he's handled all that. Refusing to pay that extra few grand and whatever, and the wages, that kind of stuff. That's what's let him down.
I think I read something that we went in for Wilfried Zaha. And he said to Parish at the time, you can have Ryan Mason. And I think Ryan Mason is worth 5 million more than Wilfried Zaha. It's like, what? Seriously, Ryan Mason, great servant to the club. I mean, he's been through hell, that guy, with that brain injury, and he's doing really well at West Brom. But when you look at him on the pitch and you look at Wilfried Zaha, I don't think so, Daniel.
I think Daniel Levy's beginning of the end was signing Lloris, which sounds weird, but he got Leon to go from whatever it was to about 9 million with intense negotiations, and I think he thought, I'm a superstar now in negotiating, and then every single transfer after that seemed to follow the same suit, apart from one or two here and there. Kudus is an example of just West Ham want this money, here's the money, signed. But Lloris, I think, made him believe in his own hype a little bit, and every single transfer after that kind of followed the same suit. All the ones before with talking about Redknapp were just get the cheaper option. That didn't seem to be a huge amount of negotiation, but I mean, you said on the chat, Jens, think of some good ones and misses and stuff like that. One of the big misses for me was Mane at Southampton when Poch was there, 30 million. And we go and get bloody Nkudu or NG or whoever the hell we get out of those two. And just look what Mane's done. He was the one at Liverpool in Klopp's era that I was more afraid of. He could finish, and he was quick, and he was deadly. imagine where we. Kev says about sliding doors moment. Imagine where we would be if we'd have got Mane instead of the Kudu or Nji. No one even knows who they are, even their family. Imagine where we'd have been if we'd have got players like that, and then there's countless others that be fit into that category.
Yeah. Well, I think to be honest, it was the VDV transfer. Now I'm not sure if that was before Lloris or after, but because he got him.
Redknapp.
Oh, was it? Okay. But he got him on the last day of the transfer window, like literally, I think it was about 30 minutes before it ended. Got him on a free transfer, or was it a loan? Can't remember. No, it was a free transfer from.
It was 7 million. I thought he bought it as a present, apparently, for Redknapp. Is what I heard.
But then, ever since, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, is he going to do a Levy? You know, is he going to do it on the last minutes of the transfer window? Is he going to do this?" And to be honest, I don't know if it was him, but yeah, this season he did do it again with Kolo Muani or whatever his name is. I'm not. Really
he was kind of forced into that though, wasn't he, with the Solanke injury? So if Solanke hadn't got injured, I don't think we'd have got him.
No, that's probably true. I have to say, I did see him on a training video the other day, and he's got a big smile on his face, and he looks like he's enjoying it. So you know that when footballers are enjoying their football, that they're going to play well. So I'll be very interested to see what happens with that. But everything's kind of been thrown out of kilter because Eugene came in and just went straight into it. But I'd like to talk about this day in Spurs history. Kev, I'm not sure if you might have been to this one.
What's that?
1985.
Yeah.
Tottenham Hotspur 4, Newcastle 1.
September.
Oh,
more or less, I can't 100% remember. No, I can't remember. But yeah,
okay.
I didn't miss many home games around about then. No.
Okay. So I think this was around about the time that Ray Clements had made his 1,000th appearance. So it's Clements in goal, Houghton left back, Miller and Roberts. Good Lord. If we had Miller and Roberts at the back at the moment, that would be fucking lovely, wouldn't it? Who's that? Is that Thomas? I can't even see it.
Waddle our dealers.
Thomas. Waddle our dealers. Shidozi, Allen, Hoddle, and Falco. Up front. Alan Davis scored first for Newcastle. Never heard of him. But what is an interesting thing as well is that Paul Gascoigne came on. Isn't he? Sorry?
Alan Davis, he's on QI, isn't he? That's before we became a TV personality.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. And then Falco scored to equalise. John Shidozi, who I don't think ever really got enough credit. I thought he scored a lot of goals, and I thought he was quite good. I'll ask you about that in a minute, Kev. Got 2, Glenn Hoddle and Mickey Hazard to end it. 5-1, and Mickey Hazard actually came on as a sub. And as I said, Paul Gascoigne came on. John Shidozi, Kev, what are your memories of him?
We bought him from Notts County, didn't we? I remember seeing him play. He all tearing up and down the wing, left wing.
Yeah.
Calling it that. Yeah. And that's about all I remember of him, really. There's nothing spectacular, but he was a good winger.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think where he ended up afterwards. There was a bit of a tragic story there somewhere in it. I can't remember.
Oh, was there? Okay. No, I remember him. He didn't last very long, did he? He was only there for a couple of seasons, I seem to remember.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
I don't know why. There was a lot coming and going around about that time because
Google is your
ins and outs. Yeah.
He went to Derby afterwards on a free transfer, 1988.
Yeah. 88.
But he played 53 games and scored 12 goals. Now, that is not a bad return, is it?
Not bad at all, no.
To be
honest. He was pretty rapid, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. In 2002, he was honoured with the title of Officer of the Order of Niger by the President of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, for his contribution to Nigerian football. So yeah, he was probably the one who inspired JJ Okocha and all those good boys who were.
This is the African influence was just opening up about that time. Yeah. Obviously, don't want to get into racial matters, but we only had Danny Thomas then, I can see from that side. Oh, and we had Crooks before him, so I'm not going to go all the way back to, what's his name?
After Walter Tull.
Yeah, I think all the way back to that period. Like, that's way out. That's 70 or 80 years, but it was a new thing. It all opened up by then, and it was a new thing having African players. They were always coming through from Belgium and places like that through nationalities and colonial stuff, But the world was a different type of world then, But there was no sort of racist from the bands or anything like that. They either liked them or they didn't, because he had the black fella from Luton. I can't remember his name now. He was
Brian Steen.
No, he was a right back, Mitchell Thomas. That might be Mitchell Thomas there, actually. Come to think of it.
Yeah, it probably was. Yeah,
it might not be Danny Thomas. It might be Mitchell. I don't know, because Danny Thomas broke his leg, didn't he? And got injured.
Yeah, that was the season before, wasn't it? In the in
UEFA Cup. I should have. If you'd have thrown that at me, I'd have done some research. But that could be Mitchell Thomas. He wasn't liked by the fans, similar to Romero, because it wasn't because of his colour of his skin or anything like that. It was his uselessness. He wasn't all that. It was just like Romero. He was random. Great runner, all that tackling, but he had so many boo-boos going along with him. So that could have been Mitchell Thomas. I'm not sure.
That surprises me that you think that about Romero. What do you think, Chris?
I don't really know, to be honest. The yellow cards and red cards have to stop, and if you're creating that many fouls and getting sent off, that stops you being world class. Everyone says he won a World Cup, which he did get a medal. But if I was in a five-a-side team with Ederson, Van Dijk, Kevin De Bruyne, and Harry Kane, I'd win all the five-a-side tournaments, but I would do nothing in that tournament. But I'd still get my medal. So it's similar to kind of that. He didn't really win it, but he's a good defender. If he could stop all the rashness and the silly boo-boos, like Kev says, he'd be a world-class defender. But maybe the captaincy will force him to kind of grow up a little bit. But we said that last year when he was a vice captain.
Yeah, that's true. So between him and Mickey van der Ven, who are you taking?
Well, Van der Ven you'd take because of the pace, but the problem with that pace is he's always going to get hamstring injuries. Unless Thomas Frank's way of playing isn't making him run up and down like a 100-metre sprinter every 2 minutes. But if you're getting him to do that, it's the same as Michael Owen. Michael Owen's game when he was younger was sit on the defender, make the runs in, so always going to get hamstring injuries. But if we can get a way to get Van der Ven to use his pace without using it all the time and stunt those injuries, I'd take him.
Yeah. No, I take Van der Ven all the time. And taking your Michael Owen, I'd go Jermaine Defoe.
Yeah.
Because he was that type of player as well, wasn't he?
The only issue with Defoe, which stopped him being world class, is he was constantly offside. And what that means at the crux of it in the world class game is you're giving the ball away constantly.
Yeah, that's true.
So that stopped him being world class, I think. But that's not necessarily his fault in the sense that his game was sitting on the last man.
Yeah.
But he was so quick, he could give the man an extra foot or yard because he had the pace to make it up. But I do love Jermaine Defoe.
Sorry, Kev.
As I say, it's been interesting to see in the days of VAR how many of them offsides were actually okay.
Yeah, that's true. You remember that goal we scored against the Gooners when I think it was Martin Yole's first North London derby. And he I think he ran from the halfway line and then just sort of chipped it into the top corner. And I thought, bloody hell, we might actually make this a game.
That when we lost 5-4.
Yeah, 5-4. Yeah, because before that it was just Gooners win. Maybe we get a draw occasionally.
I loved his goal against City, the one where Bale got switched to the right side and dinked it over, and then Defoe's shot. It was one of those ones which looped over the goalkeeper, but it was hit so hard.
Yeah,
laws of physics kind of it shouldn't be looping. He's hit that so hard, but
what a player was Jermaine.
Needed to be offside less, but
good coach. Does anyone listen to his podcast?
No, I didn't even know he had one.
Yeah, apparently he's doing a podcast about being a trainer or something like that. So I think he was at Glasgow Rangers or something like that.
He's coach at ours now, isn't he?
Does he coach at us? Does he?
Yeah.
Is he in the under 18s or something like that? I think. I mean,
no wonder we're scoring so many goals.
Yeah, couldn't get too many people worse to be training your youngsters up.
Yeah.
In terms of finishing.
Very, very true. Right, so Eugene's already said it, but I'd like to say congratulations to Spurs Asian TV. They're now monetized. And that is a rare photo of Eugene with his mouth closed.
Yeah.
So I'd like to say, see you, Pinocchio.
Back to Pinocchio.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the last one there, because that was trying to do. Do you remember Harry Enfield? Loads of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the one that I tried to Photoshop. Didn't work very well. But just want to look at the list there of the managers that we had. When he came in, I think he sacked George Graham. What was it? Within a couple of weeks, stating that he was running against his contract or something. And then you look down there. Sorry?
I just couldn't work out who Maureen was. It's obviously Jose, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I got a bit lazy. To be honest, I was working really hard at it yesterday, and then other things happened, and I haven't done what I wanted to do. So there's a... But if you look at those, how many of those managers were actually a success? And he's actually not got a bad record with managers, I'd say, up until after Pochettino.
Well, Jack Dantini was horrendous.
Yes, but then Big Martin Yole came in. So
yeah, George Graham was in the Arsenal connection. He was always doomed to fail there unless he starts winning the league within the first. Yeah. Glenn Hoddle. He's one of those. I think I heard something that in training he was showing players how to do stuff, and he was far better than the players. And I'm not sure that players are going to want to follow you if you're showing them up and stuff like that. But
especially not Tim Sherwood.
I mean, Martin Yole started this whole revolution, I think, because we were kind of comfortably just mid-table team, and then we were knocking on the door of the Big Four with Martin Yole. Ramos, you'd have to say, was a success because he got us a cup.
Yeah.
Redknapp, you'd have to say, was a success, I think, just because he got us in the Champions League, so that was more progress again. AVB I kind of liked, but we were a one-man team there with Bale. As soon as he left, the wheels kind of came off. Tim Sherwood did brilliantly against the teams we should be beating, but then it was rugby scores against all the top six, and it was just horrendous. So, yeah. Obviously, Poch was a success with what he did. Maureen and Conte should have been successes, but they didn't really fit our model, I didn't think. Our model with Levy was buy players up that will be ready in a few years' time. Conte and Mourinho need players who are ready now, which begs the question, if you're not going to change your mentality, why the hell are you employing those two managers anyway on like £50 million contracts just to sack them and give them a load of Nuno was, again, he was too negative, but What I didn't like with Nuno is at least with Jose, it was negative football, but it was under the understanding that Kane and Son are up top, they're going to score us goals. Nuno almost ignored the two of them. And you'd have to say it was a success non-league because he got us into the Champions League and a cup again, and then Thomas Frank remains to be seen. But he's had some good... The thing with Redknapp and Poch, they were successes. They could have been even bigger successes if he'd have not pissed around with the footballing matters. Like that 16-17 season where we lost to Chelsea in the league, that was a season to then go, right, Real Madrid, we want Bale on loan. How much do you want? Get those world-class players in. We only needed a couple of world-class players to boost the squad up massively and then have a real go in 2017-18. And we stood still, and now we're playing catch-up again.
Yeah.
So I think that was one of his biggest failings, Levy. He's just not capitalising on things that should have been capitalised on. But that 16-17 season, the summer after that, is... Ignore the players that he should have got, which he didn't get, and pissing around. That's his biggest failing for me, because we were that close to winning the Premier League, and then whatever else follows with that. And he didn't capitalise on that. That was the time to go and get your quality defender, quality midfielder, and then a Bale. And then you've instantly boosted the squad. Because we had the best first 11 in that league. It's just the squad that let us down.
Yeah.
And,
no, that's true.
Yeah, he didn't do anything, and then Poch pays the price, and just the wheels have come off pretty much ever since. Hopefully, they're back on track now.
Yeah, because I think Poch
transfer windows. Yeah,
Poch could have been up there with Birkinshaw, I reckon, if he'd stayed, if he'd been backed, and
he could have been our Alex Ferguson. He could have been there for 20 odd years. He could have been our Alex Ferguson and built a dynasty.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And Harry Kane would have stayed. Would have had the best striker in the world still now.
Yeah.
And for probably the next 3 or 4 years. And Poch built a complete spine. You had Loris, you had Alderweireld or Vertonghen. Take your pick on that one.
Yeah. Walker, Rose.
Dembele and Wanyama. Take your pick on that one. Ericsson and then Kane. You had the full spine going up the whole of the team. And you had your Delis who.
Yeah.
Dele worked in Poch's system massively. Certain players work in certain people's systems. Salah is a quality player, didn't work in Chelsea's system, works in Liverpool's system where it's all about the strikers, get them in the game, everyone filters around. But Dele wasn't very good on the ball, he was good off the ball, and you had Ericsson and Dembele dragging people away and he was able to ghost in. So you had him, you had Son, you had Walker, you had Rose. Yeah. We had the best first 11 in that league in that season. And if you'd have just tweaked it with a couple of proper quality additions in that summer. I'm very angry about that. We were so close to winning that league, and then we could have won that league. And we go and get Bale on loan a few seasons later, so it wouldn't have been beyond the realms of possibility to get him on loan that season. He'd already won a Champions League and however many leagues.
Yeah. Again,
so
you look at the massive amount of money that we got for Bale, and then the Magnificent Seven, apparently, that we bought.
Was the only good one.
Well, I have to say I do disagree, and I know a lot of Tottenham fans don't agree with me, but I think Nacer Chadli did pretty well. He scored a fair few goals, but the rest of them were Paulinho, Kirikez.
What I didn't understand with Soldado is you get the Bale money, you spend it on a striker who's been scoring goals when he's in the box in a team that don't play in the box. This is scouting. This is just scouting 101.
Yeah.
It's like buying we buy Harry Kane because we need a new goalkeeper. Just stupid. Just absolutely stupid. Don't do your scouting or get a manager. And you've wasted 26 million, almost a third, just over a third, or probably about a third of the Gareth Bale money.
Yeah.
So he's always doomed to fail. But the few times we did play in the box when he started scoring goals.
Yep. No, that's true. And I think that was always Levy's problem. I don't think he hired the right people. I don't think he hired the proper scouts or if he did, they seem to be taken away from us very, very quickly. I can't remember what the guy's name who was the U team manager, but he was massively rated, and he fucked off to Liverpool after a season or so.
The only good scout we've had is Paul Mitchell, and that was in Potter's era. He scouted Alderweireld, he scouted Delhi from League, must have been 1, I think, with Wimbledon at that point.
MK
but
Dons,
then he buggered off because he couldn't work with Levy. It's just, you've got your scout there, sit in the boardroom or go and plan your racing track and skywalk. Let him do his job, because he's proven with Delhi, League 1 to England International.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was a player who fitted Poch's system. I'll have to say, I'm getting myself angry.
Don't do it, man. Don't take it out on sweep, whatever you do.
She makes me angry as well sometimes.
Talking of dogs, how's Torvi, Kev?
Yeah, she's a nutter at the moment. She's getting a bit too leery because she's big and strong, and she likes jumping on you now. So it's like, oh God. She's going to the vets this week to be boosted. No, not that's next. It can be about next 6 months' time. Never in.
Yeah.
We're not going to breed out of her. She's big feet.
You make a lot of money out of that, Kev.
I know you could. Yeah, they're about £1,000 a pop. Them pups. Yeah. You could have up to 10.
One dog's bad enough. I don't need another 8.
Exactly. Yeah.
Kev, she's good. Kev, talk to me about these managers. What do you think?
Well, they said, I read this morning, said 15 managers. Let's ignore the caretaker managers. 15 managers in 24 years. You know, and you think that Posh was for 5 of them years. So that's 14 managers in 19 years. That's a bit of short tenure and out the door, you know, a revolving door, really. It didn't do the club's reputation any good, I don't think. You know, it used to be Doug Ellis in the days of Aston Villa when they were a good team. He fired him out the door every year as well, wasn't he? They used to call him Deadly Doug, well, I think.
And Mike Ashley,
Deadly Daniel.
We did something similar.
Yeah.
But I was really, I didn't realise that Nuno was only there for like 6 months or something like that.
Something like that.
He won Manager of the Month and then fell through the floor, didn't he?
Well, a bit like who else? Ange as well, and who else was the other one? One of them.
Ramos wasn't there for long. Santini was only there for about 3 months.
Santini.
Yeah, he resigned, didn't he?
But I don't. Yeah. He couldn't even speak English, could he? He had to get a translator.
No.
Yeah.
I think in about 4 games, we maybe scored 1 goal.
Yeah. I was so excited about that. I thought, bloody hell, he used to manage France, and you know, France are a big team, and watching that football was bloody awful. And then Big Martin Yole came in, and he kind of took us back to what we were in the 80s, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Absolute, not particularly good defensively, but the forward line, Freddie Canute.
And he tried to have a punch up with Wenger as well. Everyone should be appreciative of that.
Yeah.
Wenger tried to have a punch up with him, didn't he? Yeah. Wenger started it, but Martin Yole would have eaten him for breakfast.
Exactly. and I said, I don't think he understands how strong I am.
I think also around about that time you had a lot of backroom underlings, shall we say, working with Daniel Levy. You had Kamali or what it was, and a few others that I can't think of their names. Kamali, and they were like probably taking him in different directions than he actually wanted to go. They were like nudging him, "Oh, do this, do that," and you know, and he was bewildered by it all. And then finally, sort of shook them off, and he got a bit of his own mentality there. He didn't have any yes men behind him. Just, you know, I think that made a lot of difference. I think didn't change him much, but it made a lot of difference.
Yeah, I think that's the problem, because Daniel Levy doesn't really understand football.
No.
He was buying the players he wanted, not that the manager. Exactly. Martin Yole said he wanted a left back. He goes and buys Darren Bent. Yeah. He's not even a striker. Awful.
Yeah.
But it's just, you've got to listen to your managers, because I read Poch's book, which was based on I think the 16-17 season. And he said at the start that I tell him who I want, he goes gets them. But then something along the line has fallen down when he wanted like Mane's and all of these kind of players. And because he wanted Son, so Daniel Levy goes out and buys Son. So it started off kind of a connection and a cohesion. And then it kind of didn't. But it just back in terms of fights, one of the funniest things I can remember is Redknapp. Remember when we had Inter Milan and Gattuso tried to have a fight with Joe Jordan, and Redknapp goes, his nickname was Jaws. There's a reason for this. But yeah, Redknapp again. We were third in the league, I think, not far off the title, and then he wanted Suarez in January from must have been Ajax.
Yeah.
And Cahill, I think, from Bolton.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get 2 subpar ones, and then we just fall down a little bit. Obviously, the England manager's job and his court case didn't help. But
that's right.
Again, just yeah, you've got to. So otherwise, why is he not in charge of the football team if he's buying the players that he wants? You be in charge of the solid tactics if you're not,
Yeah. Yeah.
But it just comes across as for someone involved in football who has no business being in football because they just don't understand football. So get someone in who does and leave them to it.
Yeah. But I think that's always been the thing. He's so power hungry, or he was so power hungry that he had to run every single part of the business. And we all know that he's a great businessman. I mean, he even lit the match to burn down, what was that, Metalworks down the road. So we could build a new stadium. But it's just, why do you have to? You know, you said when you first came in, this is purely a business transaction. We have no interest in football. And then, what is it, 15 years down the line, this is from Daniel. I'm the biggest fan. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs.
Yeah.
Come on, you Spurs.
His dog's called Lily White, by the way. He's got a little handbag dog called Lily White.
It just goes from what I said about Neville interview. He's just the archetype. I'll just say what people want to hear. I'll just regurgitate it and change a few bits and pieces.
I think you might have seen what went on before, you know, with Alan Sugar. You know, I think because he was similar mould. Didn't like spending money, but he eventually splashed that here and there. But he bought players that he thought were the same. Whether he had any advice on that, I don't know. But you know, Venables was one of the best coaches we had. You know,
I mean, to be fair, Sugar is responsible for me supporting Tottenham because he went and bought Klinsmann.
Yeah,
but
on the yacht, that one, yeah.
And Dumitrescu and Popescu, I thought we were going to romp the league that year. Unfortunately, they decided not to spend any money on defenders. So we did concede a lot of goals. And Ozzy, as much as I love him, it was...
Yeah, the diamond. Ozzy's diamond, yeah.
But I've just thought, looking at that picture of Daniel Levy there on the screen, he does look like he should be running up and down the high road, bashing people, doesn't he?
Flogging and stuff, more likely. Do you want to buy a watch?
Oh dear.
Oh dear. But this is a litany.
It's so. What do we think is going to happen? Do we think? Because I'm obviously hearing different things every day that apparently ENIC or the Lewises have supported Tottenham for years, and they actually want to see something happen on the football field, that we win more trophies, etc., etc. I heard that his daughter, Lewis's daughter, Vivian, is going to become an awful lot more involved. But as you said, or as you quoted earlier, Chris, Redknapp said that it was the Lewises who were the ones who were putting the kibosh on spending money.
They wanted profit.
So what do we think?
What I'd say is if his daughter or son, which I've read are being in charge, nothing has changed, because that's exactly the same as WWE before all the lawsuit against Vince McMahon. He stepped down. He was still running it from behind the scenes. So if his daughter or son is running it, that's essentially Levy running it. He's just got a new mouthpiece. But I've seen, is it John Carrington or something? Charrington? I don't know who he is.
Charrington, yeah.
On the quote that Levy said when he left, it suggested that Vinay guy is running it.
Yep.
But then, like you say, I've seen things that Enoch are running it. Lewis is getting more involved, one of his daughters or sons. So it's typical Tottenham, isn't it? Something's happened and no one knows what the bloody hell's going on. There's no kind of plan, but I don't think you'll see any major change until like next summer. I think it'll kind of be business as usual this season.
Yeah.
And then next summer, maybe there'll be changes in the boardroom. There maybe, I've also seen there's investment coming in for Qatar and stuff like that, which I'm not hugely up for that because you lose your identity. Then you become one of these oil money teams, and then FFP or PSR or whatever just become irrelevant to you, and you just break rules and just become. I've said I can't stand Man City or Chelsea buying everything. So if we then become that, you've got to then say, I don't like that, what we've become either. So I like the fact that we've done it, how we've done it. Well, we haven't done it, I suppose. But yeah, I don't think you'll see any major change until next summer.
No, I think, and also next summer is going to be when we actually do find out if it was Levy or if it was Enoch. Because obviously there's this whole thing, January is difficult to buy players. How true do we think that is?
If you pay the money that teams want, it's fairly easy to buy players, isn't it? Sure. but this whole Morgan Gibbs-White thing, people saying, Mariakos or whatever his name is, and Paris with Eze. This is what Levy's been doing to chairman for a decade and a half. So everyone moaning about it, he's just getting a taste of his own medicine. And with Eze, 68 million they wanted, we beat 60. What the hell is 8 million when you're talking about 60? You make that back in shirt sales, or just go and put some 2-for-1 offers on your little go-karting track. And then Arsenal come in, you want that much, here you go. That's how big clubs get business done.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a big club, you've got to pay the money that these teams want. Unless you're offering this much and, we want double. Okay, we can't do that. But
no.
Yeah.
But we do have the money.
Morgan Gibbs-White, but then I don't really know what happened there. His agent has obviously told us how much it is, and then whether we've tapped him up and got his agent drunk or whatever and got him to tell us, or I don't know. But I'm happy with Simons. Very happy with Simons. I said as soon as Gibbs-White fell through, should have been getting him. But then the issue is, why have we waited now to go get him then?
Exactly.
We've been playing against Bournemouth, and we'd have had someone who could open the door against Bournemouth rather than just So it's all the delayed stuff and just.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what your question was now. I've got myself in another.
I know. Yeah, I know exactly what you feel. Yeah.
No, but it is as Johnny LJ John always says from Shelfside Spurs. We go into the first 3 or 4 games without the team that we will have for the rest of the season because he waits and he waits and he waits. I'd just like to say, pure coming you Spurs TV, big up chaps, great news to see the back of Levy. Nice to see you, Nige. Always a pleasure watching your channel. My question was, do we think it's going to change, Chris? So,
I'll still say next summer. I think we'll see if it changes or not. I don't think it will this year.
Yeah, Levy Sand is still on the board of Tavistock, isn't he? I believe.
Who? Sorry.
Josh Levy, Daniel's son. He's still on the board of Tavistock.
Oh, is he? Levy still owns 29% of Tottenham, so you know that he's going to be in there fucking up our transfer window.
Fingers. You don't want to do it like that. You want to do it like
that. But that was your question. Is January a difficult time to buy? That was the question that I had my van on.
Oh, right.
But
We should have kicked on so many times. It's just,
that is true, isn't it? It's, you think, okay, next season, we've got the basis of a squad, and we just need a little bit more, and he never got it. And I think the what really turned me against Levy, and I was one of the later ones, because I actually thought, he's doing stuff for the infrastructure, and I was like, I thought, oh, that's great. Not solely looking at the football side, which I should have been, but it was the European Super League or whatever it was called, and he wanted to go in for that, and I was just like, I finally realised you do not give a fuck about our football team. All you care about is money, and it's.
He was more concerned on that about not being left behind, wasn't he? I think.
Yeah.
The interesting thing I saw on Twitter as well is that next season, Bayern Munich have said that Harry Kane probably won't stay to the end of his contract, and at the end of next season we've got a 54 buyback clause. I wonder if we'll put in a bid for that, because whether you want him there, whether you don't, that will, I think, or they'll think, that'll get us back on side with the fans.
Yeah.
Although Harry, every time you hear him now say, "Oh, what's your favourite goal you've scored?" It's like he never scored any for us.
That's true. Yeah.
But then I suppose he's got to ingratiate himself to the Munich fans and stuff like that. So he always talks about Munich. But I mean, if he's still the player he was, I'd have him back. If he's lost a step here or there, then I'm not sure. But he could easily play until he's 35, 36, Kane, in the number 10 role, where you don't need as much pace. I always said Poch will be back, but not when Levy's there. So I wonder if when Frank eventually goes, hopefully not for a long, long while, but if Poch will come back. But because everyone, he made that famous quote, Poch, didn't he? I'd never manage Barcelona, but then he goes and manages Chelsea. But then if he started winning with Spurs again, everyone who said that's out of order would forget about that.
Well, to be honest, I fucking hate Chelsea, but that doesn't really bother me that much. If he'd gone to manage Arsenal, then he's not allowed.
If he'd have turned him into league winners, it would have bothered me that much. But he fucked them up, so it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah.
Made him worse than when he took over. But the Kane one will be interesting, because that will just be banning around constantly, because it's easy journalism, easy posts, put hashtag Kane buying and all that, gets you a few views. So that will always be banning around. I suppose 54 million in this day and age isn't that much, but for a 32-year-old, whatever it will be.
Is he going to be 31 or 32?
Get 6 years. I think he's 31 now, so come next summer he'll be about 32. But for maybe 4 or 5 years, if he switches to a number 10. But but then is it a sentimental buy when that's not necessarily what you need? It depends. But it'll be bounded around next summer, I think.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people saying since Dele Alli terminated or had his contract terminated at Como, bring him back. He'll be brilliant. Can you actually see that?
I think Dele Alli's decline in form is not really that much to do about football. His interview that he did with Gary Neville, where he revealed awful things that happened to him, I think he's really damaged. And Poch's book, everyone described him as like a father figure, and listening to Dele Alli in his interview, he didn't really have a father figure growing up. So I think that's he probably felt secure and safe at Tottenham under the Poch's vein, and he was built for that system, so he was enjoying his football. So I wouldn't have him back. I think he needs a bit of help, non-football help.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's really nice from Nige from Pure Comedy Spurs. Thanks, Ricky Villa, and thanks for your support. Would love to get you on Beyond the Lane soon. Also, big up Kevin and Chris. Chris was a big reason I started YouTube. Was on with him a few times. Nice one, Nige.
Yeah, always a pleasure having you on, Nige.
He's a good lad.
Yeah.
So, I think we're going to probably wrap things up a little bit. I thought this was going to be more of a like jamboree, you know. It was like, yeah, lady's fucking gone, but
there's a bit of I think there's thoughts of instability now and stuff like that, and the changeover. And that's what everyone's thinking about. It's not a case of hip hip hooray. It's what have we got next? What's going to happen next? That's the determining factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does make me laugh though. The Gooners are like, oh yeah, fucking Daniel Levy's holding you back. And then when he leaves, oh, you're nothing without Daniel Levy.
Well, we've got great PSR things, but the other clubs don't abide with it. So, you know, that's one of the factors as well. And it's probably pissed him off so much, Levy, because he's playing the nice guy and doing it the right way. And the others are just buying what they can, when they can, and everything, and they're throwing money at everything. And all these dodgy deals they're doing.
Yeah.
When Levy done it the right way, but he still made money. Yeah.
Arsenal fans that I've seen on Twitter are very strange. They seem to be more focused on other teams than their own team. And we get a lot of Spurs. We get a lot of Spurs fans that I've seen as well on there. But Arsenal fans are all laughing at Newcastle for having their stadium parade with the League Cup. It's like a lot of their fans haven't seen a trophy in their lifetime. They're entitled to have that. And you know, with our trophy parade, it's the stepping stone, isn't it? You do that to show this is what we could have. Imagine this with a Premier League or a Champions League. It's a stepping stone because Man City did it, and forget about the fact that they've cheated all the way to get that. But they had their stepping stone when they won. It was either the FA Cup or League Cup. I can't remember which. And then look what they've done now. And Chelsea under Jose won one of the cups as well, and then went on a madness of getting trophies. So you need that. And Arsenal always laughing at us for celebrating like we got top 4. I remember them celebrating like they've just won the World Cup because they got top 4.
And that was their aim every year, wasn't it? To start with.
That was Arsene Wenger, wasn't it?
But this was a team that were winning leagues and stuff like that under Wenger, and now they're celebrating top 4. But they were telling us that they're a top team. No, you're not. You've lowered your expectations now. Yeah. You've won leagues. You should be. You look at Man United, but forget about where they are. Their fans want to win the Premier League again.
Yep.
Yeah. But regardless of whether that's a big team, and just they seem to be completely focused on what other teams are doing and not their team. And they always go, oh, you know, like you said, oh, Daniel Levy this, Daniel Levy that. He's not your chairman. It's a matter to you. It's just very, very strange.
It is. Yeah.
I mean, there'll be a lot of them that aren't like that. I'm only going by the small minority that are on Twitter that I see. But very strange.
I don't think that's actually the match-going fans. Because
probably not, no.
Scattered around the world.
Yeah, when you actually go to matches and talk to fans, then they do actually have a probably. I'd say a pretty normal view of football. But some of these guys, I mean, especially the out of country fans, who've never been there, and all they get is this constant YouTube. They probably watch AVTV or whatever it's called, AFTV. And think that's being a normal Arsenal fan.
They think the Premier League is the only competition. They disregard the sort of 15 odd trophies that we won before the Premier League started. You know, that's it. None of them don't even know about it. You know, that's a double negative there. Sorry about that. None of them know anything about it.
I do think a lot of Twitter, a lot of things that people say aren't what they actually think. It's just done for engagement and tweet,
exactly,
reposts and likes, but have some pride. Say what you actually think without being rude or offensive or racist or any of that. Just say what you think. Yeah. Don't. Yeah, just. There's a wrestling commentator who once said, "Oh, I never told lies because then I don't have to remember what I said." And it's just
very true.
All these people who say what they don't think on Twitter just contradict themselves constantly, and it must be mind-numbingly tedious for them getting all these tweets going, "You're talking shite again." But it's what the world's come to, isn't it? It's all about likes and money and tweets and retweets.
Yes. Yeah, unfortunately. There is a shame. Chris, you've got to be off in a minute, I understand.
Yeah. I mean, I've got another 5 minutes if we're only going for 5 minutes. But I'll have to jump off at about 10 past.
The West Ham game. What do you think?
It's away, isn't it? 5:30 kickoff or something like that, isn't it? Strange like that.
Seriously, what the fuck does Sky think about? Do they not understand that West Ham
money
do not like people, do not like each other, and when they have a chance and they have a drink, then it might be a chance that there may be some fisticuffs.
It's all money, Jens. It's all money. There won't be a 3 o'clock game. There won't be 2 games on a 3 o'clock on Saturday soon. Every single game will be a different time, so everyone's on TV because the Sky TV adverts are we had 100 and so games last year. We've got 200 this year. It keeps going up.
The Wolves game's 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Yeah.
On a Saturday.
Yeah, the following week. Yeah. 8 o'clock. That's why it's madness, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think soon what will happen is that Sky won't show any football. Same with TNT. Every single club will have their little channel, and unlike that Spurs play at the moment, it will be live games in the league, cups, and everything like that. But you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
But it's all about money. I remember going to a Saturday 7:30 p.m. game at home, Man City, and there were about 3 fights in my section of the stadium. People are going, why are they doing this? It's just because the pubs have opened and they have been for 7 hours. What do you expect? It's all about money. In terms of the West Ham game, I was a lot more confident before they went and battered Forest.
Yeah.
But we never do well at up to whatever their stadium's called now.
Upton, what's my name?
Yeah. We never do well up there. But
no, that's true.
I do like Frank. We've had 3 different tactical ways of playing, and if we'd have had Simons playing or Madison playing, we'd have done much better against Bournemouth. But they're a very coached, very good team, Bournemouth.
Yes. Yeah.
But we were just side to side. Didn't have any. But PSG was very good. I ignore the last 5 minutes, but they are European champions for a reason. But I thought we'd get battered in that game, and then we took the best team in the world to the brink. Burnley was a game where we should be winning, and it was fairly comfortable. Man City, I know we do well up there, but you still got to have a good tactics, and we restricted them to quite good chances. So he'll have a plan for the West Ham game, and hopefully we can.
I think we'll win.
Simon should be playing in that game. Mawani should be on the bench or at least playing. I'm confident we can get a win, but I was more confident before they went and battered Forest.
I'd say I not just because of the national link that I have with Thomas Frank, but I think he's a clever manager, and he actually has tactics which but he's got tactics, but he also is willing to change if something doesn't work. Yeah. Then I watched the Danish team on Friday against Scotland, and they were constantly playing long balls in against the Scottish defence. I mean, that is Scottish football, isn't it? Play the long ball and the defender's going to head it away. It was pathetic. I'd like to think that Thomas Frank would, be able to change.
What I liked I went to the Bournemouth game, and what I liked, it clearly wasn't working. 53 minutes, he makes some changes. Okay, it didn't work, but he's tried something different. Under Ange, that was 90+1.
Yeah.
No, 74.
Yeah, was 53 minutes. He made some changes, didn't work, and I think it was about 75 or something like that. He made some more changes. Again, didn't work, but at least he's trying something rather than the Einstein theory of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting something different.
Yeah.
So he's tried to make something happen, tried to be proactive. Okay, hasn't, but at least he tried there.
Yeah,
so I did like that. Yeah, and from everyone you talk to, he's a really nice man and really approachable. So he'll be another, like, certainly for the young players, like a father figure, like everyone described Poch as being during his tenure at the time. Yeah. I like Frank.
I was at Wimbledon, the tennis, 3 years ago, I think, and I saw him with a bunch of people as well. You wouldn't believe it, but I was too shy to go up and say hello. But he was just like, "Oh, come on, guys, we need to go this way," and we need to go this way, and it's like, this is Tom. He's a manager of a Premiership football team, and he's just like, "Yeah, we'll do this and we'll go there," and so he seems like a,
like me.
He seems like a nice guy, and I hope that it doesn't end badly, but I think it will. Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, before we go, what are the predictions for this season?
Top 4.
Do we think? What are we going to do?
I want top 4.
Top 4? But what do you think we'll do?
Yeah, I think we will get top 4.
Yeah. Okay.
At a pinch.
Yeah.
Hopefully at the.
But who are we going to be? Who are we going to beat to that? Because obviously there's Newcastle. I'm not sure that Villa are going to be up there.
No.
But yeah,
especially they're in the Champions League again. Yeah, that's going
to Man City.
Everton are one to watch.
Really?
Yeah, they bought well.
Yeah.
Grealish, a few others.
They're
Grealish.
unbelievable at that. They're fans that will carry them through games at that new stadium.
Yeah.
So they'll be ridiculously difficult to beat at home.
Yeah. I think
one thing I'd like to say. I checked out Mitchell Thomas. He didn't join us till 86, so that must have been Danny Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's still playing in 91 in the 91 Cup final. He started in the 91 Cup final.
Mitchell Thomas?
Yeah.
Mitchell. I have memories of that guy, and I don't think he was very good.
Yeah. Him, Andy Gray, the black Andy Graham, something about he was there.
Yeah, he was fucking awful as well.
Yeah, the throwing on him, but that was about it. But I digressed. Sorry.
He came from Palace, didn't he? Andy Gray?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I had big hopes for that, but yeah. Okay. So, Chris, what do you think?
Top 8, I think. I think we. I'm not sure top 4. If we have a good season and injuries remain at the minimum, I could see us getting top 4, top 8 maybe. I could see us winning a cup, league or FA Cup, Champions League. We'll get to the knockouts, I think.
Yeah,
I can't see us getting past. Yeah. I can't see us getting past the quarterfinals.
Yeah. No.
I can see us giving us a good account of ourselves.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think. Oh, Philly says, big up everyone on the panel in the chat. Not putting any pressure on Spurs to make top 4 in Thomas Frank's first season. 2 games a week, and the squad is light.
Jens, I've got to jump off now, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Cheers for inviting me on. Cheers, Kev. And
see you, Chris.
Always a pleasure, Chris.
Have a good rest of
I think we'll be doing it next weekend if you're available. We got wedding fairs in it for the rest of September, so I'm not going to be around. At the start of October, I should be around. Nice one. Okay.
Nice one.
Wedding fairs? Where's my invite?
Got lost in the post, I think.
Okay. Oh, shit. Again, this Dutch post is fucking awful. Yeah, so.
Oh, no, sorry. Sweep ate it. That's what happened.
Okay.
Cheers,
guys. Mate. Cheers.
All the best.
Bye.
Yeah.
So I think that's actually what Philly says. Not putting pressure on Spurs to make top 4 in Thomas Frank's first season.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Depends on the winter transfer window, I think, and where we're at. There'll be a lot to play with that.
Yeah.
This Joe Lewis and his co are supposed to be putting in 100 million. I don't know when.
Haven't we heard that before?
We have, yeah.
Like with Levy. Oh yeah, we've got 150 million.
You just shot me down in flames, and you're right.
We spent 30 million, and the other 120 million went to a lovely hotel for Ickle Daniel. So yeah,
maybe the cheese room might get finished eventually.
Oh, I tell you, I was in Denmark the other week, and that cheese up there. I'm not one for the big like Belgian or French or cheeses with this really big flavors, but the Danish one is just like creamy and so I know you said you think we get top 4. I haven't had my prediction yet. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be top 6.
Yeah.
I'd
settle for that because it still gets us in Europe. So
yeah,
you know.
Because I think that the fullback situation is going to come back and bite us on the arse. Pedro Porro has played too many matches. I think he's going to get a serious injury at some point. He's not getting any younger, is he? And then we've got Udogie and Spence, and that's all there is. It's Udogie, Spence, and Porro at fullback, and
Ben Davis. You forgot.
And Ben Davis had a push, but I mean, what is he? 34 now?
He's got to be getting on, yeah.
Yeah, he can't play. Well, then again, yeah, I suppose he couldn't play as a fullback or a wing back or a attacking fucking whatever in Angie's tactics, but maybe with Thomas Frank, if he's just gonna sit back and be a defender.
He revitalised him when he came back from his injury the last time, wasn't he? He's a lot fitter and lost weight, and he was pretty fit, but he's keeping that level, and that age it's hard.
Yes, no, absolutely.
To be at the top anyway.
Yeah. And I love Gentle Ben. I think he's been a great player for us. I mean, how long ago was it that he signed for us? That was when Swansea were in
11 years ago now. I think this is his 11th year.
11 years, yeah. And I thought I remember seeing him play for Swansea, and I thought this guy's fucking mustard. And then he came to us, and he's had a good career with us, I'd say.
Yeah.
So
he's set up for life, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He could still pick about in the lower leagues if he wanted to, or give it all up.
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure that Swansea would take him back.
Yeah.
If he wants to go back to Wales.
Well, there's money there now, isn't there, Swansea?
Sorry?
There's money in Swansea now, isn't there, I think?
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's Wrexham, isn't it? Or... No,
and Swansea as well. No, I think I've heard something about them having money. Yeah, I can't confirm that, but I'm sure I read it recently.
Yeah. Okay, Kev, I think we should wrap this up now. Unless you've got anything else to say, my friend?
No, my lunch is calling me. Well, it hasn't been made yet, but yeah.
Lovely, lovely. Okay, thank you everyone for watching.
Thanks all.
RVTV, Shelfside Spurs, and Spurswasian TV. Please like and subscribe. We appreciate you all watching, and if you get a chance, congratulate Eugene on monetizing the Spurswasian channel. And come on, you Spurs, and Levy is
gone. He's gone. There you go.